Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Episode 4, Meet Captain America, allows us to do just that. We get a quick recap of Steve Rogers' origin story to kick off the episode, and then we're thrown right into the action with Cap in World War II. Right off the bat, I love Brian Bloom as Captain America. He is the definitive version of the character for me, even more so than Chris Evans in the MCU, even more so than any other portrayal of the character in any other medium. He's charismatic, authoritative, inspiring, and you just want to do whatever he says because he's just that great. We see his dynamics with Bucky, voiced by Scott Menville. The two of them are portrayed as two halves of a whole, and I think that is really well done in this episode. Even if I'm not really the biggest fan of the whole Captain America and Bucky being the adult and teenage sidekick Batman and Robin kind of thing, even if I'm more prone to the Ultimate Comics and the MCU portrayal of them being childhood best friends, I do still like Captain America and Bucky in this episode. They have a great dynamic, and it's really great to watch. They really do care about each other. They complement each other very well, and I think it works for this episode. Steve Bloom does a fantastic portrayal of Red Skull for this episode. I like that it's kind of lining up with Captain America, the First Avenger, where they're both obsessed with Norse mythology, and in this episode, Red Skull is pulling creatures from the Nine Realms through using an artificial Bifrost machine, whereas in Captain America, the First Avenger, Red Skull, of course, is obsessed with the Tesseract, so that's all fun. The tragedy of Cap losing Bucky and being frozen in time, that comes off pretty devastatingly for a kid's show. Just the look on Cap's face when he sees the plane explode, Bucky's noble sacrifice in this episode is played off really well, and the fact that that is the last time we see Captain America in this episode, it makes that moment hit a lot harder. It's not the happy ending that you would think the episode would have. No, it's actually pretty devastating. So I like that they were brave enough to take that turn. And of course, in the final act of the episode, we get introduced to Jonathan Adams as Kang the Conqueror, which sets up his arc later down the road in Season 1 in his conflict with Captain America. Of course, it's great to see Kang in this episode. I love the character. He's one of my favorite Avengers villains, and his arc goes on to be one of my favorites in the entire series. Overall, this episode does a great job of introducing us to Captain America, and we're going to have to wait a little bit longer than the rest of the Avengers to see him again, but when we do, it's going to be worth it.